Hi, welcome to another episode of the CE Tool In. And on today's video, we're going to be testing and reviewing the brand new M12 circular saw that's 5 3/8 and the new Milwaukee Fuel 6.5 inch left blade circular saws. So let's get to it. So before we get into the specs and everything on the saws, I want to do a comparison with the previous gen circular saws. So this is the old 6.5 inch. And this is the new one. You can definitely tell it's lighter and more compact. Look at this. Look at the size of the shoe. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let me try going like this. So there's definitely a shoe size difference. I mean, this one's not bad. It's really good. Weight-wise, it's a very good saw. It's been a very good saw. But this one is just more powerful and it's more compact. I mean, you could just tell right off the bat, like, how much bigger it is. There's definitely a size difference. I just wanted to do these comparisons because I'm going to be giving away this saw to my son-in-law, the old gen. And I got to do the M12. He's getting both, the old one and the new one. But we'll just do a comparison video right here between the two. Like, this is light. This is super light. Like, I cannot even believe how crazy light this 5 3/8 saw is, this new one. And let's check out the size of the shoe. And almost the same. It looks like it's almost this exact same. Just a tick shorter. Let's see the width. Almost the same width too. But lengthwise, this is definitely more stout, like wideness. Where this one's got the more compactedness over here. It's definitely quite the difference. Like, you can see the handle on the original one goes back more. And this one's more on top. So they basically moved that. The one thing that's a big difference is this is now a plastic guard. And this is the metal guard. I've seen some people that have both these saws. They wanted to upgrade to this saw. They took this guard and put it on this to have an ultimate style saw. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to just keep it as is. So, but you can do that. I mean, there's people that have modified it that way. But not me. As far as, like, you know, servicing the tool or whatever, if you needed to, this has the access right there, where I don't really see that on this saw. So you can unscrew those. This one is just one piece over here. Alright, so that's enough for the comparisons for now. We're going to get into the specs and model numbers and go from there. Alright, the model number, we're going to start off with the 6.5 inch M18 saw. So the model number is going to be 2833-20. And let's go to the stats here, what they say. Blade size 6.5, arbor size 5 1/8. This is where things get different when it comes to the Gen 1 versus the Gen 2. This one's got 6,000 RPM, so this thing is a beast. It's got a max bevel capacity of 50 degrees. It's got a cut line blower, LED light, 12 inch length of tool, 7 inch width, height 7.7 inches, and the tool weighs, tool only without the battery, 6.3 pounds. So those are really good stats for this compact 6.5 inch circular saw. It says it's got 40% faster cutting than a 20 volt competitor, and as you can tell, when you look at the picture, that one's yellow and that's like a bluish green, so they probably mean the DeWalt and the Makita. That's why they put the colors in there, to kind of show over there how much better it is compared to those specific tools. Now, we don't know if they mean over their brush model, their brushless XR, we don't know. Same thing with the Makita, brushless or brushed, and which model, specific model of 6.5 inch it is. It says up to 20% more powerful versus a 20 volt competitor. Again, you know this means the wall, you know that means Makita. So that's that. And it says over here in this little section, it says it's 9 pounds when paired with a high output XC 6.0 battery. So that's just another little bit of information there with the hook hooked onto your belt. Now let's go to the M12 version. Let's see what it says here for the specs. All right, blade size 5 3/8 and 5, so it'll accept the 5.5 inch blade size, 5 3/8. Arbor size 10 millimeters. RPMs 3850. So definitely a little bit of a bump up over the Gen 1. Not much, because the Gen 1 I believe was 3500. This one also has a max bevel capacity of 50 degrees. Cut line blower, yes. LED light, yes. Length of tool 11.42 inches. Width 6.1 inches. Height 6.87 inches. And tool only weight 4.59 pounds. So that's pretty good. Let's see, anything else? So I don't know if this is going to compare to, let's see what it says over here. This is comparing to a 5 3/8 12 volt competitor, which we don't know what brand they're talking about when it's grayed out. 12 volt. Is there a Makita in a 12 volt? I don't know. But we know when they show the yellow on this one, they're comparing it to the 20 volt DeWalt, but which model? We don't know. But again, this is a 12 volt tool at the end of the day. And this has its limitations, but it's still an amazing tool because the M12 line is expanding. It is pretty much the best 12 volt line in the business. The model number for this is 2521-20 for this M12 circular saw. Really awesome. So they're definitely moving up the line here with this. So we're gonna look at the 6.5 inch circular saw. Comes with a 6.5 inch framing blade. It also comes with a dust port that you connect right there. Unfortunately, the 5 3/8 the M12 does not have a dust port. I mean, like I said, it's limited, but it's definitely a lot lighter, more, you know, a lot more compact than before. Same thing with the M18 6.5. This one, the 5 3/8 does have the 5 3/8 blade. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it does have a dust port. I just looked in the box and didn't really check the box. So this is the M12 dust port. And I guess it goes under here. So we're going to have to test it out. See how that goes. That's weird. Alright, so we'll check it out. Well, maybe I got these confused. Maybe this is the M18. And this is the M12, but this one's smaller. Alright, didn't realize it. This one looks more about right. Smaller, bigger. Or this just could be something else. We'll figure it out what kind of dust port this is, to which one it belongs to. Alright, so give me a minute and we'll set it up. Alright, so the bigger dust port does belong to the M12 and the smaller one belongs to the M18. How ironic. So the way you put it in, it comes with the big screw over here for the M18, and it has this tab right here that pops out, and you kind of like slide this notch over the tab, and then you screw it into this top hole. Really easy, self-explanatory. I wish it was like had an elbow on it so the dust isn't going to hit you, but you're going to get hosed by the sawdust. Same thing with the M18 6.5 inch. You look at this. So this one's also self-explanatory. There's the hole, the screw. It comes with a little screw, and you just put it over the little opening slot over here, and it just screws right in. But you're gonna get hosed unless you put a vac to it. But I'm not gonna be in the mood to put a vac to it because I just want to test the tools itself. So I'm definitely gonna get hosed by the sawdust because we want to see what it does. It does come with this rafter hook right up here. I like the placement of that. It's also got a belt hook. I'm really happy with that. And the tool, like I said, this is the tool over here for the M18, and the M12 has the tool over here, and it has like I guess you want to call it a rafter hook, but I don't know if you can put it on your belt because the way it's shaped, it's kind of angled. I don't know. Maybe if you like put it like this, you could probably put it on your belt. I don't know. There's no other way to do it. But I really like the lightweightness of this M12. It's really fantastic. This, I mean, it's lightweight. This is lightweight too, but when you stop putting the batteries on, this one's going to be a lot easier to handle weight-wise, especially if you're doing work high up. And like not like massive cuts, but like small cuts of framing or whatever. This is a really nice saw to have. We're going to be testing cutting some OSB. So with the M18, we're going to be doing a double stack of OSB, and with the M12, we'll do a single stack, and then we'll try to see what a double stack of OSB does with this. This one, it's a no-brainer. So I'm just going to put the blades on that came with it. This one is also a frame cutting blade, so we're going to use the stock blades. I do have Diablo blades for these, but I'm just going to use these for now. See what it as it comes with the tool. Let's see, this one's a 16 tooth 5 3/8, and that one's a 24 tooth. So we'll put the blades on and start testing. All right, we're going to test out 3/4 inch single piece of OSB. We're going to start with the M12 with the high output 5.0. Full battery. All right, let's get to it. Oh, I binded that. That's user error. User error. All right, let's start again. This is definitely a torture test for this saw. Let's try another cut. Hopefully we don't bind up again. Yeah, so this time I went a little bit slower, and it got through the cut like butter. So with the M12, if you try to force it, which was I was doing, user error, it's gonna bind up on you. Like I said, this is definitely a good torture chest using this 3/4 OSB. So definitely be careful with that. I will say that not much of the dust collection went through the dust port. I mean, maybe it'd be better if I had the vac on, but I would have expected it to shoot all this stuff out the back, but it's not doing it. It's actually shooting through around over here, this area. So I don't know what's the case with that. All right, so now we're going to test double layer, but we're going to have to go slow with this. See if we can do it. If we can't, we can't. If we can, we can. All right, let me set it up. All right. So now we have a double layer of this. I'm going to go slow and not really try to push it. And let's see how we do. Let's see what the battery's like. Still full. Mind you, this is the M12. Down on me. I'm trying to push it a little bit by accident because that's what I'm used to doing. This time I cut the piece a lot better, slower, more concentrated, and it went through it. The blade is good and everything like that, but you just can't really push this tool. You got to be careful. It's really good though. I liked it. It didn't give me any bind ups on this last cut, so I mean it's not bad. I mean it is M12, so you got your limitations. All right. Now we're going to cut through with the 6.5 inch, and let's see, forged battery, 6.0 full battery. This has 6,000 RPM, so I got a feeling this one will be easier to go through. Let's see, let's do the test. Let me make sure the deeperness is there. All right, so let's try it out. What a huge difference. This has power. Like when I say power, and I was pushing it a little bit, but not much. I was letting the tool do the work. And what a difference between 3,850 RPM with the M12 and 6,000 RPM with the Forge on the brand new 6.5 inch. This is a really good saw. What a difference, like night and day. Let's try another cut. Make sure that's not... All right, that one I pushed even more, and it really did the job. Like, no problem. Like, it's nothing. And that's what so it really pays to go with, you know, when you're doing framing, like big jobs, definitely go with the 6.5 inch, and is definitely with the whatever motor, brushless new motor they put on this, it really takes advantage of those forged cells. This Forge XC 6.0 is unbelievable technology. I can't wait to get the 8 amp hour batteries and the 12 amp hour batteries in the Forge in the tablet cells, but I gotta say, this is really good. Now we're gonna try like a bevel cut with 2x4 and see how that works out. I'm sure it'll be easy for this, but we're gonna see how it is on the M12. So I gotta set that up and bear with me. Okay, here we go. I have the M12 set up for 45-degree bevel. You see that right there? It's a 45-degree bevel. Let's see the battery life. Still the same battery. It's down to 3 batteries. Probably because I was pushing the heck out of this. Let's see what we get. Well, it doesn't go through all the way on a 45-degree angle. You probably got almost 1/4 of an inch left to cut. So definitely not the way. It's not going to cut 45 degrees on 2x4 stock. Let's cut this piece off. Alright, so we're going to try 45-degree now with this. Let me set it up. Alright, the one thing I really like about this saw, this 6.5, is it's got positive stops. So it's got a positive stop at the 45 and it has positive stops at your 22.5, your 45. I don't know if it has any more, but we'll see. But let's try a bevel cut with the 6.5 and see if we can make it. There it is. .45-degree cut, nice and clean. So you can definitely look at this. This is where the M12 stopped, and that's why I was binding, because I couldn't get through the whole cut. See that? But with the 6.5 inch, so the 6.5 is that sweet spot between the M12 and the 7.25 inch framing saws from Milwaukee. It's that sweet spot. But you got a nice 45-degree cut. 6.5 is where it is. Left line obliged for your righties. For your lefties, you can get the 7.25 inch. There's a new one out as of this month, I believe. The pre-orders. I think they're either shipping this month or next month, something to that effect. But I will say, the brand new Milwaukee saws are really good. But I will also say that that 5 3/8 M12 is going to be for really small jobs, small cutting, anything that requires small, because it does have its limitations. With the 5.0 high output on top of that, it had a difficult time going through the OSB and cutting through this 2x4. So let's see what it's going to be like cutting a straight shot with the M12. So I'll set it up. Alright, so we've got 3 bars. Let's cut straight. So not much of an issue. Does a good job. So, I mean, limitations. It's for small cuts. It's a great saw for that, but it's like I said, it's limited. Nothing thick. I wouldn't cut more than a 2x4. Softwoods. I would not be cutting hardwoods with that anytime soon. If you want to cut hardwoods, use the 6.5 or the 7.25 inch, the new ones, the Gen 1s. It's all good. But this one has, like I said, limitations. So I definitely recommend both, but I recommend the 6.5 inch more because it can cut. It is a beast. It's probably one of the most powerful saws I've ever had in my life, and I love that 6 flex inline 6.5-inch saw, and that thing's a beast too. So I might have to do a head-to-head between this one and the Flex, because they're both beasts as far as like power is concerned. This one is for like a niche market when you're cutting small things. You can cut this for trim or, like I said, small stuff, but it's only got 3,850 RPM, where this one's got the 6,000 RPM. So if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. And as always, have a good day and have a good night. Till next time.